Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Harakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Wow, and Shalom to all the brothers in the white center in truth. Um, just a quick one, just to kind of follow up on this whole energy crisis situation, because more or less all the solutions that are being provided for it, for this, this crisis gun in the UK are presently just like they're all in the bin. So this is on The Guardian. It says EU lorry drivers will not help Britain ease its fuel crisis, union says. HGV drivers from the EU will not come to the UK on short-term contracts to ease the fuel crisis under government proposals announced at the weekend due to poor working conditions in the industry, a union official in Europe warned. The EU workers we speak to will not go to the UK for a short-term visa to help the UK out of the shit they created themselves. To help the UK out of the shit they created themselves. So yeah, they're basically saying like, y'all brought that shit on yourself, which that's really all it is. And this is why people are really not like they're unprepared, and that's like the whole point of like, well, doing the whole Brexit thing was so you could throw other people in the bin. And man is just flipping that to be like, oh, actually, no, you know what? No, you can thingy, yeah, we'll do the visas. It's all good now. That's, yeah. Everyone's is laughing, man. Everyone's laughing. That shit is looking hilarious as fuck. And that's why it's like this shit's gonna worsen, because says what, in the short term I think that'll be a dead end. He told the BBC Radio 4's Today program. I think some kind of Marshall Plan would need to drag the whole industry back to the surface. Among a number of emergency solutions being considered, being considered to ease the supply chain crisis, most notably seen in long queues for petrol. Ministers have said they'll allow up to 5,000 EU HGV drivers to work in the UK up to Christmas. Another plan expected to be considered by Boris Johnson on Monday would be for hundreds of soldiers to be used to deliver fuel to petrol stations running out of supplies amid panic buying and a shortage of drivers. Yeah. That's having to utilize the army, man. And that's how peak has got. Says, but Tema said the plan for the EU drivers, even with the offer of high pay, ignored the fact that too many drivers could not accept the condition that came with this. For example, needing to pay for their own accommodation on rest days. Pay is an important area, but it's not the only area. He said, adding the industry across Europe has been sick long before C and Brexit, with companies viewing drivers as simply an extension of the vehicle. The industry is plagued by exploitation by irresponsible multinationals who drag down prices, which ended with drivers voting with their feet, simply leaving the industry, he said. Regulation was not even worth the paper it was written on because there is no enforcement and no interest to enforce it down the supply chain. Yeah, so these guys are just like, fuck you. So it's not like there's not going to be a short-term solution to it. This is really going to continue, and even if it's like with the army being used, even then it's like there's gonna be more there's still gonna be more, what do you call it, issues with the supply chain. It's not gonna solve it. And how many soldiers you're gonna be able to utilize? Like, how long is that really gonna be a doable viable solution? But that's why it's like, yeah, so going into winter, it's gonna get peak as prices continue to go up, because people are still panic buying. Yeah, it's gonna get peak, man. Let's see. No. Alright. This is what? The Winter of Discontent. Winter of Discontent. But yeah, just a quick one. Shalom. Yabashim Shabashim Kakadash Pakata. Shalom.